Next out is Boyd Martin representing the USA aboard Blackfoot Mystery, who is a 12-year-old gelding by Out of Place. Boyd is 36 years of age, was born and raised in Australia, and his parents, Ross and Toy Martin, interestingly, were both Winter Olympians. So the Olympics in the blood of the family, and to gain further experience, he relocated to the United States in 2007, getting citizenship in that country, and in the end represented the United States at the London Olympics in 2012. He was the top-placed US rider at the World Equestrian Games in 2014. Aboard the 12-year-old gelding Blackfoot Mystery, this is Boyd Martin. And of the 4 riders representing the USA, 2 of them were born and raised in Australia, with Philip Dutton being the other one. And in the American team for the eventing at Rio 2016, they'll be joined by Lauren Kiefer and Clark Montgomery. But the bell has sounded. Boyd Martin and Blackfoot Mystery about to do their thing.
We shouldn't forget that the United States of America are the most successful nation on the eventing-specific medal table across the Olympic history, going back to 1912. And it's no surprise that we have those 2 Australians. Philip Dutton was based for a long time in the United States of America, riding under the Australian flag and a number of times world number 1. And Boyd, very much his protege, following him and encouraged by him to come up and base himself in the US. Blackfoot Mystery, this is an American thoroughbred horse bred in Lexington, Kentucky.
Yes, further on from the US being the most successful eventing team in medals, of course, Australia, the United States and Germany all top the tally with 4 eventing gold medals apiece.
Yeah, Boyd had a very good result, of course, a few years ago at the Kentucky 4-star with Otis Barbotier, his London ride. He rode a horse called Chamois, a former Ludwig Svenestyle ride, in fact, at the World Games in 2014. And he was at the Toronto Pan Ams last year. He was individually 4th and part of the US team that won gold. He's currently ranked number 7 in the world. They were just outside the top 5, this combination this year at Kentucky. This horse scored a 52 in Kentucky. It's only other 4-star, so Boyd will certainly be hoping to improve on that today. For me, the horse looked very tight in its head and neck, particularly on the first centre line. And, you know, that break of contact as the horse is just fiddling the position of its head and neck throughout this walk work will have to count against it.
A little bit fidgety into that upward movement there. Now up the centre line.
And because of the shortening of this test over the normal 4-star B, which is itself, you know, quite a compact test, they're straight into work. You know, they're straight into canter, they pick up the half pass. Off that, then straight into this 2-loop serpentine, and it's the first flying change. You could just see, actually, that's a great shot there. You could see how the horse drifted and jumped away from the change there, and that is the job of the judge at E, to assess that straightness. It's more difficult to judge on behalf of the judges at C and M. You could see there just after the extension between H and C in the corner, Boyd just had to give him a little reminder, pick him back up into the sort of canter he wanted. Again, these are, you know, this is the Olympics. These are very, very small details, but they are, you know, as we've seen in the range of scoring, making all the difference. But the quality of the field is keeping it close together. The judges, you know, can't do a lot to separate these at the moment. This would be interesting to see if he does it again. He has this sort of habit of, when Boyd asks, it's like he's seen a shadow on the ground and he's going to jump over it. It has that real hesitation and hop through it, which is a break of rhythm, and you know, the judges have to take that into consideration. And again, we're throwing away lots and lots of marks on the halts here at the very, very top of the sport. Boyd Martin, though, wrapping it up, number one for the US, Matt.
Yeah, it doesn't look as though the little hops affected him too much. Some 7s and 6.5s thrown in. So that was Boyd Martin and Blackfoot Mystery, with Clark Montgomery, Lauren Kiefer and Philip Dutton still to come for the Americans.
Yeah, and that's a great draw for them as well, with, you know, the very, very safe and experienced hands of Philip Dutton riding the anchor leg, and you know, he's as much of any of them as an individual medal perspective. Clark Montgomery in the number 3 position, you know, he's very, very important to them. He is for sure an individual medal prospect for the US. And Boyd, you couldn't ask for a better man to go out there and have a crack at this. You know, he is, you know, an outgoing guy. He's again, like I said about Sam Griffiths earlier on, if you were with us, he's such a nice guy, but in there is an athlete, and as you say, that comes down from the parents. The Olympics, those 5 rings run in this man's blood, and this is so important to him. And if he can't do it for himself and Blackfoot Mystery and his owners, he wants to do it for the US and try and get onto the podium with the US team.
47.7 for Boyd Martin, which keeps him and Blackfoot Mystery well and truly competitive leading into the cross-country phase on Monday. Well, the chants have started because the first Brazilian combination is about to enter the arena of the 14,000-seat arena. I'd say that 60% is full.
If you don't go all the straight routes, you shouldn't be able to get the time at the Olympics. Boyd Martin, Blackfoot Mystery starting the challenge for the United States of America, and already we're seeing they didn't have the best 2 days in dressage, but it's now not a dressage competition anymore. Blackfoot Mystery, Boyd's horse, this former racehorse bred in Kentucky, was 6th at Kentucky, the 4-star this year, been top 10 at Plantation Field, and well placed at Fairhill as well. Boyd, the world number 7, riding in his 2nd Olympics. He's on 47.7. He was 35th after dressage rookie Julia Krajewski. So 86 point. Sorry, I'll just give you the overnight score for Sandra Alfarth. It is 86.4, putting together yesterday's dressage and today's cross-country score. Boyd Martin, Blackfoot Mystery. We've just seen him over the big Burley jump. He's coming to the Sugarloaf cable cars. Jumping well at the moment, this cable car fence. Boyd was Australian born. He followed his mentor Philip Dutton to Pennsylvania in America, declared for the USA and riding for them now in his 2nd Olympics.
Tremendous gallop there, and it's a long way down here. Now he's got to get this line absolutely right. Ooh, steady. 5 round the corner, the treat. Well done, well ridden, because that was from the gallop as well. Wasting no time at all, this man.
Yeah, it is an ex-racehorse, Blackfoot Mystery, and Boyd wants to do his very best, and he might be just trying to get a few seconds into the bank to take a long route. David O'Connor, team chef and coach for the United States of America, was the individual Olympic champion in 2000 at Sydney. Just gives that a little rattle. It's on quite an uphill profile there as well, that table. He's having to hunt him here at these. But the first in a while to go straight through it, Blackfoot Mystery and Boyd Martin. He's taking no prisoners time-wise. He's
not. He's
got the Sugarloaf, first problem of the day there, and another one to have a problem at the Pan Am Walls combination in Algerson. So she might be ending up eliminated with those 3 refusals on course. He beat his 4-star personal best in the dressage to score 51.7. Here's the flying American, Boyd Martin, Blackfoot Mystery. He's just easing up this course.
Typical thoroughbred horse, isn't he? You know, he's getting towards the end of the course now. He's off the bridle, but still going at a really good gallop.
Boyd Martin is with us now. First that we see from the United States of America. Just 2 riders remaining for them in the competition. So they won't compete as a team, but both riders are very well up in the individual rankings. This is Boyd Martin in 6th, and Philip Dutton, still to come, is in 5th. Boyd with the thoroughbred Blackfoot Mystery. Boyd, a London Olympian. This horse was 6th at the Kentucky 4-star this year. Boyd's only been riding the horse since summer of 2015. Had some good results at 3-star at both Plantation Field in Pennsylvania and Fair Hill, the USEF National 3-star Championships in America. 3.2 time penalties for Boyd yesterday, putting him on that 50.9.
"22 horses gone, 4 clears inside the time, 1 other clear. Gemma Tattersall jumped a clear, but with time faults. So the ratio is quite good, actually, about roughly 25%. That's good course designing. Yeah, Mo Jorga. He's a very good course designer, trained for a long time, learned his trade with London Olympic course designer, show jumping course designer Bob Ellis, one of the leading 4-star course designers in the world, and Jorga really doing a very, very good job in his footsteps and in his own right, of course.
Well, all right on the clock. It's 2 down on the ground, 8 for jumping, so 58.9 for Boyd Martin and Blackfoot Mystery. But he is a qualifier on that score for the individual final.
The other front rail there gone on that oxer. And I do think that the man has done an absolutely brilliant job. The course is absolutely perfect for the job in hand, which is not to tax these horses, overtax them, but to certainly test them and the riders.